Welcome to Tech Talk Explain. I'm Wally Gustafson, and I lead the innovation team at Reece USA. Today, we're going to take a deeper dive into NLP, or natural language processing. We'll discuss 6 of the most popular techniques, look at use cases, and then review how my team built a new search service for Reece, leveraging one of those tools, parts of speech tagging. In case you missed our Tech Talk simplified discussion on NLP, I'll review the highlights for you. NLP is a variety of formulas and software programs that can be used to help computers understand and generate human language. There are 2 subsets of NLP, natural language understanding, or NLU, and natural language generation, NLG. NLU is the input stage where we make a request of a computer in our native human language. NLG is the output stage where the computer takes its response and converts it back into our language so that we can understand the response. We also discuss regex, or regular expressions. It's an NLP technique that allows us to identify patterns in a string of numbers or letters and put them into a format that's understandable. The biggest takeaway from our discussion is that NLP is all about human language. It's the ability for you and I to ask a question or give a command to a computer and have the computer be able to execute that request and then respond in our native spoken language. What we didn't discuss in that talk is that NLP is a combination of linguistics, computer science, and artificial intelligence. You're going to see a trend in the techniques we discussed today. They're all about words. Yep, linguistics. First up on our list of NLP techniques is tokenization. In tokenization, you break down documents into smaller chunks called tokens, often at the single word level. It's a quick way to identify the most important words in the document, and by default, it provides insight into the content of the document. For example, if we identified that the word plumbing is used 20 times more than any other word in that document, there's a good chance that the article is about plumbing. Very similar to tokenization is keyword extraction. This technique identifies the most important words or phrases within a piece of text based on the frequency of the keyword or phrases. Next on the list is named entity recognition, or NER. The technique is called named entity recognition because it literally applies to identifying and extracting names of people, organizations, or places. Those can be from a variety of sources: news articles, social media, you name it. NER is often used to determine who and what is trending in the news. The next technique is something that we've all likely done at some point in time in our life and manually. It's called summarization, and it's exactly what you're thinking. It's an automated way to condense large pieces of text into a shorter summary. The goal is to identify key phrases or sentences and remove all the redundant information. Depending on your age, think of summarization as AI's version of Spark Notes or Cliff Notes. Next up is sentiment analysis, and for me, it's one of the most groundbreaking techniques in NLP. Sentiment analysis studies the words in the body of a text to determine if it's positive, negative, or neutral. Much of sentiment analysis is rules-based, meaning we assign words to each sentiment category, and we create the rules on how to determine if the text is positive, negative, or neutral. I say sentiment analysis is groundbreaking because businesses have been doing sentiment analysis for decades, only it was a manual process. Whether we're talking about handwritten letters or emails, it wasn't that long ago that all of those communications had to be read by a human and then categorized manually. Today, NLP and sentiment analysis can do that job in seconds. This brings us to parts of speech tagging. It allows you to tag words in a sentence as nouns, adjectives, verbs, more. But at Reece, we don't need to look at nouns and verbs. So how did we use post or parts of speech tagging to develop a search service? Simple. Well, okay, not simple. We created 18 custom industry-specific parts of speech. Examples of Reece parts of speech are manufacturer, material, color, voltage, BTU, flow rate, and more. First, we run our entire product catalog through our post service. It parses more than 63 fields and tags 18 specific parts of speech within the catalog. We then store all of that tagged information in a database inside Elasticsearch. The second step is when a user types a search term into our e-commerce site. We parse that input and tag the search into Reece-specific parts of speech. We then search the database for products where our catalog data and our search data match and return those results. Let's take a look at our parts of speech tagger in action. I'm going to start by typing in Kohler bathtub. You'll see the post correctly categorized Kohler as the manufacturer and part as a bathtub. And only Kohler bathtubs were returned in the search request. I'm going to add further criteria to this search by typing in 72 inches by 36 inches for the dimension of bathtub I'm looking for. Now you'll see that our parts of speech tagger added a section for dimensions noting 72 inches and 36 inches and refined the search results to only return Kohler bathtubs that were 72 inches by 36 inches. So let's recap what we learned today. NLP is a combination of linguistics, computer science, and artificial intelligence. We discussed 6 NLP techniques. Tokenization breaks down text into chunks or tokens and identifies the most common words or phrases to provide insight into the document content. Keyword extraction is similar to tokenization. It identifies the most important words or phrases based on frequency in the text. Named entity recognition identifies and tags the names of people, places, and organizations. Summarization finds the key words and phrases and eliminates all redundancy. It's the AI version of Spark Notes or Cliff Notes. Sentiment analysis analyzes text to determine if it's positive, negative, or neutral. To me, it's one of the most important techniques in natural language processing. Finally, we talked about parts of speech tagging. We showed how at Reece USA we created our own custom parts of speech to build a search service that tags our entire product catalog and every customer search to deliver accurate e-commerce search results. And that's it for today's Tech Talk Explained NLP edition. I hope you're able to walk away a little bit smarter about NLP. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.